Hello summoners, and welcome to How to Build AP Kennen. Kennen is a ranged AP caster with high mobility, deadly auto harass, fast wave clear, reliable AoE CC, and AoE damage. I would say Kennen is known for being one of the best team fighters in the game. Let's talk a little bit about what to build on this little guy. Pause here to look more at this, but I'll be covering these items now. At level 1, we only see a handful of popular starting builds on Kennen. The most popular build we see is a Doran's Blade. Like many AP casters, Kennen has high attack damage and long auto attack range. Even after the recent nerf he took to his base attack damage, I assure you that Kennen is only slightly less of a lane bully than he used to be. So when you take some hybrid penetration runes, a Doran's Blade, and attack speed mastery, you will be a bully to contend with. Remember that Kennen has a passive that triggers after 4 auto attacks, so that extra little attack speed goes a long way in adding more Marks of the Storm to your trades. Like I mentioned in my other videos, there are many reasons that you may want to start with a ward at level 1. If you feel like you'd be more comfortable with a ward, Regrowth Pendant with a ward and 5 health potions is a fine start. One of the other starting builds I see on Kennen, though less common, is Cloth Armor and 5 potions. The Cloth Armor transitions nicely into a Seeker's Arm Guard, which is an early core lane item for Kennen. I'll also mention Doran's Shield here. Since its recent buff, I think we're going to see Doran's Shield plus 1 potion as an early start versus many heavy attack damage lanes. If you find yourself in a lane that you might find it difficult to trade against, or you might take early auto harass from, then these 2 defensive items are good options for Kennen. Let's think about what might be some good itemization choices for Kennen into the mid-game. This image here also has the late-game items I'll be going over, so pause here to take a look further. As stated, Seeker's Arm Guard is a core item for Kennen. This is because of the active offer from its upgrade, Zhonya's Hourglass, and the synergy between Zhonya's and Kennen's ultimate. But just Seeker's alone is very powerful. When stacked, it offers 45 armor and 35 AP. That's 5 more armor than a chain vest and 5 AP less than a blasting wand. Not bad for 1160 gold and farming 30 minions. There are 2 other items you see on almost all AP Kennens in the early and mid game: Haunting Guise and a second Doran's Blade. Kennen has high base damage on his Q when maxed first, so having the extra magic pen on top of the HP and AP really helps Kennen in early lane. Keep in mind though that finishing Zhonya's Hourglass is a huge breaking point in your team's teamfight potential, and if you aren't going to be split pushing into the mid game and transitioning to teamfights early, I highly suggest you prioritize Hourglass. Into the late game we have a few more options. AP Kennen is more linear in build style than most champions, partially because of his lack of use for spell vamp, mana, and cooldown. Kennen has amazing kite potential, so the slow procs off of Riley's Crystal Scepter add a lot to his dueling and team fighting. Not to mention it's one of our few dynamite choices for health itemization on Kennen. Kennen can reliably do his damage once he has Hourglass, so building more ability power as well as spell penetration on him is good. If you're finding you'd like to itemize some magic resist as well as stripping some from your enemies, Abyssal Scepter is a good item to look at on Kennen. Look at Rabadon's and Void's Staff for the extra magic pen and ability power, like I mentioned before. Enjoy ripping it up with this little guy? That about wraps it up for how to build AP Kennen. Please let me know who you would like to see build next in the comments, and I'll see you all next week on How to Build.